Coming to you live from New York City, it's Jim Caruso's Pajama Cast Party. And now, here's your host, Jim Caruso.
Well, howdy do. It's me, your old pal, Jim Caruso. Happy Monday. And now all of a sudden, Ruby, my sound is not in my headphones. So I don't know what just happened. So it's been a technical, crazy day. But here's the good news. We have such a fantastic show. You're going to faint. Listen to this cast. Lucy Yeghiazaryan, Richard Glazier, Chris Chavez, and Colleen Ballinger. Now, here's what I want to say. A lot of you are here for one specific performer. No matter who it is, be nice, be kind, and wait your turn. Everybody is so excited that this is such a great show. And I am, I look forward to this every Monday. I have to tell you, it's like my birthday. I want to bring Ruby in right now. Ruby, our trusty producer. Oh, Ruby.
Oh, Jim. Happy Monday, everybody.
What the heck happened?
Jim, can you hear me at all?
I can hear you now, but it's
Do
through
I sound nice? Do I sound friendly?
Through
Do I
that
sound
and not. So let me now say something.
Jim, can you hear me?
Okay, hold on.
Click the little Bluetooth button at the top of your computer.
There you are. Yay. It goes on, it goes off. What the
How
heck?
do I sound in your AirPods?
My earpods, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby,
Jim?
this night is going to be so much fun. By the way, happy Memorial Day, everybody. It's a day when we remember and honor our heroes, and I hope you're feeling grateful and super proud. And here's what I'm grateful for as well. 50% of adults in this country have been vaccinated. Little over 50. And if last night is any example, I went out to hear my friend Benny Benack, who's a brilliant jazz trumpet player, play. And the place was packed, and it was like the olden days. It was really fun. So I feel like New York City is back and raring to go. So stay safe, y'all, or stay safe.
Stay safe. Hey, Jim. Jim,
yes.
I'm going a little out of order because, we always talk about subscribing and liking and sharing.
Oh, please.
But I'm also realizing, Jim, there's been a social media advancement since last week, I think. And since we have a lot of young tech-savvy people watching, we're both on the TikToks. And Pajama Cast Party is now on the TikToks. At Pajama Cast Party. At Ruby Lochner Official, because somebody stole my name, but we make it work. I know. They know they stole my name, and they said, I can't have it back. And I said, okay. But at Pajama Cast Party, at Ruby Lochner Official, we're on the TikToks, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, but also subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and share if you're watching on Facebook. It would really make our day. I thought I would just throw that out there.
Do it. I think you're absolutely right in saying that. God, we want everybody to watch and to subscribe. Let's just say it.
Subscribe.
You'll want to know about next week for sure. Next week, we have a one-on-one conversation with Kristen Chenoweth. We're going to discuss her incredibly successful Broadway boot camp, which is for theater kids from 13 to 18. There will be special celebrity guests, and you're going to get to meet some of the most amazingly talented kids that are taking part in her virtual summer camp. Next week is going to be awesome. So that's going to be fun. And every week, we're lucky enough to have Justin Squiggs Robertson do caricatures, like quick sketches of Ruby and me and all of our performers. And this week, no different. He's in his studio drawing as we speak. Ruby, I love it when you turn on the invisible camera that he doesn't know about over his shoulder, and we get to watch. Can we see him? Can we see what he's doing?
We really need to tell him that we installed the camera in his apartment, Jim.
It's at some point, yes.
Okay, but for now, let's look at what he's doing.
Let's look. Oh!
A floating bagel hand.
I love that he has us at Zabar's. And there's a bagel with lox. Oh my God, that is great.
Squigs, you give me the best hair. I will never stop saying that.
I am in love with my chin there. That was a very square jaw. So at the end of the show, we will show you the finished product, and you won't believe. I mean, he's so talented. Go to his website, by the way. He's incredibly talented, and check out his stuff.
This is Jim's favorite. Yeah. Okay.
I love doing that.
Okay. Jim,
okay. So
wait. We have other things that we can point to too. We have our website as well for all your cast party merch. Yep. Okay. There you go, Jim.
Look what you can have. Look, you can have one of these. A cast party mask.
It's upside down.
Party mask. Oh, it really was. Yeah. Hats, sweatshirts. Yeah. We got it all. This is full serve variety show, people. Every week we ask you to donate for our own benefit, to keep all of this, all the glamour of this in the works. But then we make a nice contribution to an organization that we think is worthwhile. Tonight, we're doing a very special thing for an organization called Family Reach. This organization is incredible. One of our guests is very, very familiar with this organization. She raises lots and lots of money for Family Reach, and it's financial support for families with kids facing cancer. Nearly a third of families facing cancer are unable to meet their basic needs because the kid is sick and is in treatment, and that sometimes they have to move places closer to the hospital, and the parents have to leave their jobs. It becomes a nightmare financially. And this great organization takes care of those people. So tonight we are happy to collect money from you for FamilyReach.com and helping these families in their great need. That makes me so happy. We'll talk more about it.
They're an incredible organization. And also I do want to say, of course, every week, a large portion of our tips go towards an organization, but it also helps pay for this platform and make sure the Pajama Cast Party can continue, because although things are opening up, we announced last week the Pajama Cast Party is staying. You're literally never getting rid of us, even if you try. But yes, Pajama Cast Party is continuing, but we need your help. So these tips are greatly appreciated every single week. No amount is too small. No amount is too large. And we just say thank you.
We do. $5, $10, $1 million. I like $1 million.
I like $1 million.
Yeah. I think we should get this party started, Ruby.
I think we should. I'm going to go backstage now. Yeah.
Yeah. Go tell the cast to get ready.
Okay.
When you see them backstage. I saw our first guest singing and swinging, our mutual friend, Emmett Cohen, a brilliant jazz piano player. I was struck by her incredible phrasing and completely refreshing voice. I'm so excited that she's here tonight, and to introduce you to a spectacular talent. Here she is, Lucy Yeghiazaryan. Hi, my friend.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
Hello.
Now, you're not in these headphones. That's so weird. But no. I can hear you.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So Lucy, I don't know you well. So when I was doing research on your life and career, I was so fascinated by your upbringing. You were born in a small town in Armenia. I was. Did you know that? I said that like maybe you didn't know. But I mean, that's when did your family come to this country?
We moved right after 9/11, which probably not the best time to immigrate to America, but that's just
Perhaps.
how it worked out. Um, and uh, I mean, I love my country, but for a family of artists, it was really, really difficult to make a living over there. So I'm glad we made the move.
Me too. Me too, because it means we can hear you and be friends. Um, what was there music in the house growing up?
Oh, always. I mean, it's hard for people, especially of my generation here, to imagine what post-Soviet countries in the 90s were. I did not grow up with electricity, so entertainment was live whether you wanted it or not. I mean, the only way for my mother to keep the kids busy was to play music or put on some sort of a theatrical event, or so you
Love
had to
that.
do that all by yourself. So when there's no TV, there's a lot going on.
Wow. I- I'm so impressed that your family kept the music and kept the energy up, and you were playing violin, correct?
I was since I was 5 or 6, and I still play. I don't play it in public because I think I'm a much better singer than I am a violinist. But I love the instrument.
Were you fluent in English when you got here, or did you have to start from
No,
scratch?
no, I had to start from scratch. Yeah, which was, it's interesting. I mean, if you look at any kids that immigrate around 10, 11, you spend about a year and a half, 2 years silently just taking it all in until you've picked up enough to start talking. So um, I learned it here, but I'm glad I learned it here because I think it's been very helpful in developing a certain kind of a pronunciation that fits jazz singing better.
It must have helped to be listening to all those greats that you were hearing the pronunciation and hearing
It did.
the language.
It did. It did because when you don't speak the language, you only take it in as a sound, and you're a lot more attuned to what it actually just sounds like without the meaning. So you get the sound more accurately, I think.
Well, you certainly learned your craft. You have a new album called Blue Heaven. Look at how
Yes.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. There it is. Yes. So this came out before the pandemic. I have a new album coming out with a friend of mine, Venetia Gould, a wonderful singer in town. I don't know if you know her. That will be
Yeah.
out in September, and that's entitled "In Her Words," and that was funded by the Women's Fund for New York City. So I'm very excited about that.
Wow. Sing for us. I'm dying to hear you.
Sure. So I'm gonna do a Billy Strayhorn tune. Is that all right?
I love Billy Strayhorn.
All right. Your love has faded. It's not what it used to be. You don't belong to me completely. Your kiss is colder. There's none of that old desire. None of that burning fire that thrilled me. I don't know what has changed you. I've never been untrue, and someone has rearranged you. And all I get for being true is just a frozen kiss or two. Your love has faded. The flame that once burned so bright has faded into the night. Faded into the night.
Lucy, your voice makes me crazy. You're so wonderful.
Jim?
I can't wait to hear you live and in person. Do you have gigs coming up that we should know about?
I do. I'll be at the Django, which is the basement performance space for the Roxy Hotel. I'll be there on the 9th. And then I will also be, there's a couple of things in between, but I'll also be at Club Cumming on the 19th, which throughout the pandemic has sort of developed into this great hub for the LGBTQ community, and it has some of the best jazz in town. So please do come through. That's on the 19th.
Perfect. We actually had Alan coming on the show a couple of weeks ago. He was great, of course. Lucy, I can't thank you enough. I hope everybody at home finds you online and on Facebook and on Instagram and on all the things, and follows you and buys your beautiful music. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jim. And may I say, I love the artist. It's such a great classic through Hirschfeld. I just love it.
Squigs, look him up. Justin Squigs Robertson. He's a genius. And at the end, you'll see your own face. Thank you, Lucy. I think they were having a little Wi-Fi issue there, but oh my gosh, what a gorgeous sound she has. I mean, just beautiful. Okay, don't forget, we're accepting PayPal and Venmo. You can also message me and send us a check. Some people would rather do it that way. We're perfectly fine with that. For Family Reach this week. Really excited about that. I'm so excited to welcome our next guest to the show. He's a classically trained, award-winning pianist and a leading authority on all things Broadway, Hollywood, and the Great American Songbook. Here he is, Richard Glazier.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's great to be at the Pajama Cast party. I love it.
I'm thrilled to have you. I've known of you for such a long time.
Yes.
And I certainly know your work. Tell me, let's go back. Let's go to the beginning.
Sure.
A very young Richard Glazier. When did you start playing?
I started taking classical. Well, I started taking piano lessons when I was 6, and my mother was a theater person. She'd come to New York we're from Indianapolis, but she had gone to New York in the mid-1940s to study acting, break into Broadway. She became an usher at the Broadway theater, to ballet, and also she worked as a page at CBS during the golden age of radio. So she would tell me all kinds of wonderful stories about seeing Jeanette MacDonald come into the studio, and she said that Jeanette MacDonald's pink shoes matched a little pink in her hair. She would tell me stories like that, and the huge scar that was on Frank Sinatra's neck that was talked about quite a bit. And she would tell me all these wonderful things, and then she got into amateur acting in Indianapolis, and I used to cue her lines, and her sister was like my grandmother figure, and my aunt used to take me to the library, and she introduced me through sheet music to people like Sophie Tucker and Fanny Brice and Eddie Cantor and Al Jolson and all the like. And on a Saturday afternoon with my aunt, I discovered the Oscar Levant 78 recording of Rhapsody in Blue with Ormandy and the Philadelphia Orchestra. And Oscar had recorded that in 1945 when he had starred in the movie Rhapsody in Blue, starring Robert Alda, who of course is the father of Alan Alda, who played George Gershwin in the movie. And of course, it's not the greatest movie, but the musical performances are incredible. And my aunt had bought that record in 1945, and I discovered Rhapsody in Blue in the 70s from that 78 Columbia Blue label produced by the great Goddard Lieberson in 1945 at Columbia Records, and just fell in love with this genre, with this time, with this music that is so American, so uniquely American, so representing the melting pot of what makes this country so great, of the many cultures that came here, synthesized, fused together through these great songwriters that we cherish today. And so
specifically the Gershwins, who
specifically the Gershwins, absolutely.
There's like Yiddish theater sounding, and the black experience.
It's all there. It's all there.
I know. I love this part of the story. When you were 12 years old, you wrote a very important letter.
I was 9, and I wrote a fan letter to Ira.
Oh.
He answered. We corresponded for 3 years. He invited me to Beverly Hills when I was 12, and I just discovered recently that he saved all of my letters, and they're all on deposit at the Library of Congress at the Gershwin Archive. And just 3-4 years ago, the Gershwin family invited me to write a show called Rhapsody in Rhythm, the Gershwin Concert Experience, where I tour with Michael Andrew and a jazz combo. And I wrote the show and I star in it, and it's multimedia. We show Gershwin home movies, and we've played it all over the place. We played at Ravinia in Chicago, and at the Proctors in Schenectady, and in Los Angeles, and at the Chavez Center in West Palm Beach. We've been booked all over the place, and I just love doing it, writing the show and being involved in it. And really, the topper of that, and I'll just tell this story quickly. So I played for Ira on George's piano when I was 12. And you have to remember that Ira lived in Beverly Hills at 1021 North Roxbury Drive. That was his address. All right? Now, Rosemary Clooney lived at 1019. Agnes Moorehead lived at 1023. Polly Bergen lived at 1025. Lucille Ball lived at 1000. Oscar Levant lived at 905. But I'm not name dropping, but that's just the way it is. and so I spent this time. I played for Ira, and I played. And the most amazing thing, he sang along. And that's an inspiration for my entire life, that he sang the lyric. He was such a gentle, kind man. Anyway, that's a whole show right on its own talking about him.
I'll say.
But so I took a picture with Ira right before I went over to Georgia Steinway, which is now at the Library of Congress in the Gershwin Room in the old
pull it up again,
Library of Congress. And yeah, there I am with Ira. And now you see that Ira's wearing that yellow sweater. You see that yellow sweater? And it's got monogrammed IG. All right. So we premiered the show in San Francisco about 3 or 4 years ago, Rhapsody in Rhythm, the Gershwin Concert Experience. And Michael and Gene Strunsky were there. And of course, Michael Strunsky he basically owns the words. He's Mr. Words. He owns Ira's words. He is the nephew of Ira Gershwin through marriage. He is Leonora Gershwin's nephew, because Ira and Leonora didn't have children. So it's Leonora Gershwin's brother's son. He's in his 80s now. So I had just played in San Francisco for Joan and Sandy Weil at their home. They moved out here in Sonoma, and I played at their home, and the Strunskys were there. And about 2 weeks later, I saw the Strunskys again at a public performance that they attended, and I took my curtain call, and Mike came on the stage, and he handed me a box, and he said, "I want you to open this in front of everybody." And I'm thinking to myself, why are you stealing my curtain call? I mean,
right.
I worked for this. I worked for these applause, and here you are. So I opened the box, and what is presented to me is the sweater that Ira was wearing in that photograph. I own it.
Okay.
And it's displaying in our home. Our home is like a virtual museum. You just see a sample of some things hanging up there, but our home is wall to wall of this kind of stuff. Of the entire house is just mint condition posters, and I have a movie theater. I even have Oscar Levant's suit on a mannequin in our movie theater. Anyway, I'm not strange or anything, but anyway.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But
I know.
I have that sweater. It came back to me almost over 40 years later. The Strunskys happened to have 2 of Ira's sweaters, and they had the one that he posed with in that photograph with me, and now I own it, and it's displayed in a very special place in our home next to my Hirschfeld. That Mr.
It
Hirschfeld
sure
drew
ended up with the right guy. It ended up with the right guy.
And I always like to quote Over the Rainbow when I talk about this story, in that dreams really do come true.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I know you've had 3 very successful TV specials on PBS, and you play and you tell these incredible stories, but they also love you on TCM, which I'm obsessed with. I
was so lucky that my last show was called From Broadway to Hollywood. And the concept of the show was that I went out into the field and I interviewed Patricia Morrison. And we went to her place in LA by by Century City there, which is that apartment building since the 60s in that tower. And we interviewed her. She talked about Coley, and she talked about auditioning for him and all this kind of thing. And so we interview her, and then we dissolve into a gorgeous studio with gorgeous lighting and a gorgeous concert Steinway with the best sound quality you could possibly imagine, and I performed So in Love. Oh. And then we go to the Warner Brothers pre-recording stage at Burbank. And I go in there, I go into the Warner Brothers, we bring the piano out, and I start playing. Whatever it is, I just, anyway, you get the idea. Sorry,
one of my favorite songs.
Well,
it's one of my favorites.
So I play that. You got the idea. I haven't played it in a few years, so I play that, and then I went and I interviewed David Newman in Malibu at his home, who incidentally I think is conducting the orchestra in the new Spielberg West Side Story. He's the music director, I believe.
Oh, right.
David.
A friend of mine is Anita in that.
Right, and Thomas Newman, of course, is his brother, and Alfred Newman is his father, and Lionel Newman is his uncle, and
the Newmans,
and Randy Newman is his cousin, and so anyway, we talked to him about Bernard Herrmann and. From Vertigo. So I go into the studio and play Vertigo. Then I go into the Warner Brothers soundstage again, and I play. Something like that.
Oh, something to that effect. Your album, Pure Imagination, is gorgeous. Can we get to, there it is. Can we get to the little fiddler moment you have for us?
And I love I love Fiddler, and I'll play that right now because
Great.
My mom used to. My mom, just real fast. My mom used to talk about Zero Mostel. She saw him do it in '64, and she said when he shook that belly around on the stage, there was nothing but pure magic. Actually, you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm going to put on a better mic, and we'll do this. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right. Here we go. Okay.
crowd goes wild. Richard, I can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. I look forward to seeing you live and in person.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jim. Pleasure.
So much appreciation. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous music. Holy Toledo. If I could play like that, I would never leave my house. Just so you know, collecting for this incredible family reach.org through Venmo, PayPal. Keep it coming, people. We want to help those kids. Okay. I first met Chris Chavez when he was part of a great vocal group called Fourth and Main out of Nashville. He's now on his own as a soloist. He has one of the smoothest voices you've heard. You're going to love him. Here is Chris Chavez.
Jim.
Ta-da! How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Every time the guest comes on, I lose my sound. So that's fun. So I'm trying to get it back. Chris, where are you? What's happening?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee right now. This is my friend Trevor. He's gonna play piano for us. He's incredible.
Trevor, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us.
We're so excited. Thank you very much for inviting.
So, okay, so you were with the group and then the pandemic, and then you've been busy this year.
It's been crazy.
You didn't let a little pandemic get you down.
I honestly have probably been more busy since COVID started than before COVID. But yeah,
that's just annoying.
I mean, it's been great. I'm definitely one of those people who, if I'm not busy, then I'm in my head and I'm going crazy. So I'd rather be busy for sure.
Well, you sure put the time to good use. You got a Dove Award nomination for an album you worked on. That's a big deal.
It was crazy. I co-produced. I got asked to fill in for Wayne Hahn, a wonderful friend of mine who produces everybody and wins millions of awards. And he
produced us.
He did. Yes. And he double booked himself on this particular day, and was like, "Hey, can you come and fill in? I have to step out of this session." He's like, "Can you just come and produce these vocals?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." So I came right down, and then it got nominated for a Dove Award. And I was like, oh, this is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And then it got nominated for a Grammy Award. And then that was the craziest thing that had ever happened to me. So it's been
Pull it up, Ruby. It's the Irwins.
Yeah, the Irwins, what Christmas really means.
Man,
these guys are incredible. So if you haven't already, go listen to them.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, they're great. They're really great.
You've been part of some pretty amazing groups of singers. You've sung with the Gaithers, the gospel family. That look at y'all.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was at a live taping. We've been I did my first background vocal session when I was in college, and ever since then I just fell in love with it right there. So I've just been keeping that a part of my life. Even when I was with Fourth and Main, I was still doing studio sessions when I would be home and when we weren't traveling. So yeah, I think I'll always be doing that. And that was
such a nice way to make a living, I think. Not that anybody's ever asked me to do it, but I know friends of mine that do it are just, it seems like a very civilized way to make your life's work.
It's wonderful. I mean, I love live performance and being on stage, and there's just an energy about that. But there's something so, like, when you're in the studio, you have to get it on the second take. Like, there's no months and months of practice. So you go in, and there's just something about being in the moment to that degree that I love and can't get enough of.
Cool. Well, you were with 31 other brilliant studio singers from Nashville, recording a beautiful message of hope during the pandemic. I mean, look at this group of talent. Where are you? Oh, you're at the bottom.
I'm down there at the bottom. Yeah. But they're amazing. That was so cool. That was kind of thrown together in the span of like a weekend. And I got asked to send in a video, and I was like, yeah, of course. And then all of a sudden it goes viral, and the guy who arranged it is getting contacted by David Foster and CNN and all these people. And it was pretty incredible how that kind of blew up. But they're incredible. They're wonderful.
It's a gorgeous. Tell me the name of the hymn of the song?
Yeah, it is well. It is well with my soul.
It is well.
Yeah.
You guys look it up on YouTube.
Definitely.
On
the
iTunes, on your everything.
The group that put it together is called 1026 Music Group. 1026, the numbers, and they're studio singer contractors, and they just have this pool of singers that they call and put together stuff like this, and it's incredible. How fun.
Well, your voice really thrills people. Who do you listen to that thrills you?
Tori Kelly, incredible voice. Love her. I've been really listening to a lot of Justin Bieber recently. I've just been vibing with his newer stuff. I think it's really cool, and I may get hate for it, but whatever. And
not by me, not by the Pajama Cast Party people. Right. What makes a voice great to your ear?
It's the storytelling for me. It's the way that they can bring across a message, and it's so different for that's why I listen to so many different genres of music, because there's so many different ways to tell a story effectively. And yeah, I think it's definitely that. And of course that's subjective. So whatever it means to you to tell a story is what thrills me.
What if you told us a story right now? Let's do it. I'm going to sing one of my favorite songs by the Eagles, Desperado. Do it.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Oh, you're a hard one. I know that you got your reasons. These things that I please in you can hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. The queen of hearts is always your best bet. And it seems to me some finer things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones that you can't get. Desperado, oh, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger are driving you home. And freedom, oh freedom, well, it's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. You're losing all your highs and lows. Ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Away, desperado. Why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences and open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. Your Better let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late.
Well, that's perfection. Can we just say, for both of you, beautiful piano.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah, he's incredible.
I mean, what's your whole name so we can look for you and find you on the social media?
Yeah, Trevor Willoughby. Instagram is Trevor CW.
Trevor CW. He's one of us. Pianist, producer. So I just started a YouTube channel. It's been a month ago today. And he's producing most of those tracks, almost all those tracks for me. And honestly, I couldn't think of a better person to work with.
Look at these comments. I mean, people are just flipping out. I can't thank you. I say this to everybody. I can't thank you enough. I honestly feel that way. There is no way to express my gratitude for you / everybody giving us their time and their stupid amounts of talent.
Tim, I'm so thrilled that you asked, and even more thrilled to be drawn by Squigs. And I'm floored. So thank you very much.
And it seems now that you're opening for our next guest, who I know you know.
I am a huge fan. Let me just say. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
And we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Chris, Trevor, thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Come on up to New York sometime and
would love to. All right, thank you, Jim.
Look forward to it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I mean, I swear to God, if I could sing like that, and if I could play like that, and if I could play like Richard and sing like Lucy, I'd be very busy. Are you ready for our final guest? Are any of you looking forward to this? I met Colleen Ballinger in 2009 when she was fairly sure that the whole Miranda sings shtick was almost over. She started doing shows at Birdland, a room that I book. The shows looked like this. So, I mean, you can tell it's packed, sold out, pretty good. I mean, the room seats about 150 people, was jammed. So she was doing great. Then this happened.
You know, pregnancy is the most beautiful thing in the whole world for everyone who isn't pregnant. Look at me, I'm a pregnant queen. When you get famous on the internet, you get tons of haters. Look at this one. Ugly piece of beep. I hope you beep and die. Now, Joe Bob responded to his own comment and he said, subscribe to me, please. So pretty wrong. To the waddle, to the waddle, to the waddle. Hit it!
Hilarious. That's Colleen Ballinger and her little friend Miranda sings. That clip is when she sold out Kennedy Center twice in one day. She's one of my favorite success stories. Not only has she headlined worldwide as her wacky character Miranda, she's created and starred 2 seasons of her own series on Netflix and a subsequent comedy special. She's written 2 New York Times best-selling books. She's co-hosted The View. She starred on Broadway, and she turned the internet upside down. All that, and she's raising a family. Let's check in with her to see what up, yo. Here's Colleen Ballinger.
Yay, it's me. Hello.
Hey, dog.
Raise the roof, yo.
It's so the way I talk. Hi.
For having me. I'm so happy. I love seeing your face always.
I love seeing yours, whether or not we're on the Pajama Cast Party screen. It's always good to see you. Always look fresh as a daisy.
Well, I don't know what kind of daisies you're looking at because I don't feel fresh.
Oh, is there?
I'm sitting over here just trying to hold in anything that wants to come up because I am growing two humans inside of me right now, and they make me sick. So I was like, right before this, I was like, okay, you just got to rally and get through this. Like, I love Jim so much. I love Jim so much because I'm just like ill, but I'm actually feeling okay right now. So I feel like the kids in there, they love you too because they're like, we'll make you fine just for the hour you're on Cast Party. And then
I love it. If you have to go, you just kind of
I won't. I'll just barf right here.
Oh, that'll be nice. Ooh, good for PR.
I know.
Okay, you're pregnant with twins. You have such a handsome son named Flynn already. How is he?
Look at him. Are you kidding? How did I make that with my body? How is he mine? He's so cute.
And can we just say that your husband Eric had something to do with it too?
Kidding. He literally looks exactly like my husband. It's nothing like me. But he's the best, both my husband and my son. So
pull that up again. He's holding the
ultrasound. Yeah.
He's holding the ultrasound of his two upcoming sister brother people.
We don't know what they're gonna be, but they're gonna be humans.
Who cares? They're gonna be perfect and adorable and so funny and smart.
I cannot wait for them to be not in my body.
I know, but it's a while. You're just a few minutes
it's a
pregnant,
long time.
right?
I'm due right after Christmas, but twins tend to come early because there's not a lot of room in a woman's body to grow them. So they come out a little early usually. So I'm thinking he'll come before Christmas. They will. Did I say he? I think they're both boys.
Do you?
I do.
What makes you think that?
I just feel male.
Mothers know that.
Women wouldn't cause this much drama in my life. So I just feel like it must be male energy for some reason.
Okay. You come from a family with lots of kids. Mm-hmm. Your brother has a lot of kids. Yes. And they're all beautiful and gorgeous, and everybody is so cute and it looks like they have so much fun. Was this always your dream to have? Because when I knew you back in the day,
you still know me now.
in early Miranda days, we didn't talk about stuff like this, but this was always what you wanted, right?
Well, yeah, I've always wanted to be a mom, and I love working with kids. And by the way, thank you so much for raising money for one of my favorite organizations ever today.
Yeah, we want to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm so grateful. But I've always loved kids so much. I've always worked with kids. I've always wanted to be a mom. But, I just wasn't focused on that at the beginning of my career. I was focused on my career. And, it just, the timing wasn't right until it was right. And we had Flynn, and I didn't want to be pregnant ever again. As much as I love kids and I really want a big family and all of that stuff, I just thought I couldn't handle the pregnancy. But then I wanted to be pregnant. And so we got pregnant, and we decided we can do one more. We could handle one, like 2 kids, no more than 2 kids. That's crazy. We can't have more than 2 kids. That's insane. 2 is, both of us had multiple conversations. 2 is our max. And then the universe was like, nah, we're giving you an extra. So we're really excited, though. We're super stoked. It's going to be very fun.
Of course you are. I mean, you do everything, and Eric too, full out. It looks like you have certainly the happiest kid. What kind of parents are you?
We're very much like, we're very chill parents. We don't go by a strict schedule. We're not like, you have to only eat organic vegan vegetables, which is great and awesome. And I wish I could be like that. I wish I was really organized. But I mean, look at my office. Like, this is not an organized, like.
Wait, Let me actually look at Chavez.
Like we've got a dangling puppet and
I mean, it's really a nightmare for a child.
Yeah. By the way, I have a niece and a bunch of nephews, and this is one of our guest rooms / my office, and the kids sometimes have to sleep in here when the house is too full, and they always come downstairs like, I'm scared. The Miranda face, like they get scared of the Miranda wall.
Well, there's dangling things and faces and things.
Yeah, dangling things are scary.
Just in general.
Just in general, I avoid dangling things, but I'm very, very excited to have the little kiddos, and the type of parents that Eric and I are, just relaxed, chill parents. And because of the pandemic, we had to be and got to be extremely hands-on with Flynn. We've been with him 24/7. He hasn't spent a moment away from us in over a year. So he's just been, we're all super, super close, and he's the happiest person I've ever known in my life. I feel so lucky. He's just the sweetest, happiest guy ever. And whenever I'm feeling bad, which I have been lately, he comes in and goes, "You feeling kind of yucky, mama?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'll give you he kisses me and he goes, "You feel happy now?" Like he just wants everyone to be happy all the time. He's the sweetest, most amazing human. I can't believe he's real.
We have another picture of the three of you that is so damn cute. It made me cry. What?
Oh.
I mean,
he loves kissing the babies in my tummy. He thinks he has babies in his tummy too.
Oh, well.
Luckily, we're still pretty quarantined, because otherwise I feel like he would go up to every stranger and just poke their tummy and be like, "You got a baby in there?" Which I feel like might upset some people, because he doesn't
like me
in my house.
Please inform him when I see him next. That Aunt Jim doesn't appreciate that. So how do you think your identity is going to change? With you will be a mother of 3 people.
That's a lot of humans.
A lot of responsibility.
I don't know. I feel like it's terrifying. And it's exciting at the same time. I definitely underestimated before I had Flynn how much work it was to be a mom. I knew it was a lot of work, but then once you become a mom, you're like, oh, this is your whole life. This is everything now, and you want it to be, because you're just like so obsessed.
But you can hear that. I think until you're really in the middle of it, it doesn't compute.
Right. And so adding 2 more sounds exciting, but also like, how will there be room in my heart and in my life and in my brain for 2 more humans? I guess the same way my body will make room for them to grow, but the rest of my parts need to make room for them, and it will happen.
What about Miranda? What's she going to do?
I have some ideas. So last time with Flynn, I was the Virgin Mary, the second coming of Virgin Mary, and this time
because Miranda's not a married person.
No, and
I mean,
so
Miranda's
the only logical reason she would be pregnant is if the holiest of whole made her the holiest of whole by having a baby come out of the holiest of holes. So that's what happened. But
there's a quote. There's the quote of the evening.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I've taken a little break from Miranda. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm excited to come back and start doing Miranda again.
Oh, I bet. Well, but it's not like you're not busy. You do the greatest podcast with your husband, Eric Stockland, called Relax. I was listening last night. It is so much fun. He is so good. I knew you'd be good. Eric is so good.
Yeah, great.
And you guys are like a talk show waiting to happen. You're Regis and Kelly Lee. What? Whoever
I don't know about that. We have so much fun doing it. It's like, we're like, well, we have so much fun chatting and hanging out every night together. Why not just record it and see what happens? And so there's sometimes where I record episodes, I'm like, this has got to be so boring for people. We're just hanging out. Like, this can't be entertaining.
It's not boring. It's funny and engaging and interesting. You're both smart. What? It's terrific. I've been so interested by that, and I'm so happy that's been a success. And you have a sponsor. I'm so jealous. Could somebody sponsor this thing, for God's sake?
I'll sponsor you.
Thanks.
I will pay you in hair or something. I don't know.
Lipstick.
I have a lot of that, so
I know you do.
I'll send you lots if you need it.
How many YouTube hits do you have now? Do you have any idea?
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
Just brag.
Well, I was about to be, I think it's a few billion or a couple billion, but that sounds like I'm making it up. But I've been doing it a very long time, so it's not like it was like an overnight thing. But I really don't know, and that's really sad. I should probably know these things, but I don't know. Billions. That sounds like fake.
Billions, people.
That is true.
Billions.
And, same with subscribers. I don't know. I don't remember.
Subscribers?
Subscribers. There's 10 million or something on Miranda and 9 million on mine, and then a couple or a few million on my vlog channel. I don't remember.
I mean, you have changed people's lives. I mean,
you changed mine.
A lot of kids, but a lot of adults. I know so many people that I say your name and they just start laughing. And I just think that's the greatest thing. Can we talk, professional actor to professional actor? I was being facetious there for myself. I feel like Miranda has to be very real for you to portray with such minute detail for so many years. She's this huge over-the-top lunatic, but completely genuine. Mm-hmm. Is that how you look at her?
Yes.
As you're doing it?
Yeah, like there has to be some genuine feelings behind what I'm saying, or else I don't think there's any comedy in it. I mean, not that I think I'm hilarious. There's a lot of people who would say I'm very much not. But to have anyone find it remotely funny, there has to be this girl has to be genuine, whether what she's saying and believing is completely false or not. This person needs to be a genuine person. So yes, I think that's what makes it enjoyable for some people, but it's honestly been hard. It gets harder and harder to do the character. You'd think it'd get easier and easier as time goes on, but it's getting harder and harder because as time changes and the world changes and society changes, the character has to change. And I've gone from like poking fun at the things I don't like in society to like, some of those things can come across as like that's how I think or how I feel. And I never want that to reflect on like what people think of me. And so it's getting harder and harder. I also don't want to hurt anyone, and I'm getting more and more sensitive to like making sure I'm saying and doing the right things. And so it's been really fun and I've learned a lot, but yeah, I think there has to be a genuine aspect behind the character to make it believable. But at the same time, I don't want people to think that I genuinely believe and feel the things that
but to me, that's where you've been so smart. You come out in concert now as cute Colleen in a cute dress and shoes and stuff, and you change into Miranda before their eyes. So over the year, you didn't used to do that. Mm-mm. Over the years, they've come to love not just Miranda, but you. And it's like, it's such a little bit of show business brilliance because you could have very, very easily done Act 1 as Colleen and Act 2 as Miranda. But I think you're using that to great success. And that was a really smart thing to do. Because I know you worried about that. Like, am I going to be able to do this character?
Well, the first time I ever transitioned as me into Miranda was at Cast Party or at a Birdland show. And the reason I started writing that into the show is because I had performed in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I think, to like an audience of season ticket holders. There's like 12 to 15 people in the audience, and they didn't understand Miranda. And so they walked out because they thought it was just this mean, rude girl. And so I had a few nights there and I kept trying to alter the show. And then I showed a video first of me explaining it. And then I came out as Miranda. They still didn't get it. And so then I came out as me, left the stage, and then came out as Miranda. And people still were like, I don't get it. So I was like, how do I literally have to show them that it's me. Like I have to like show them in front of their face. And so then I came up with that and tried it out on stage in front of you, So I'm so grateful to you for letting me create and figure out my career on that stage at Birdland with you. Like I would not be where I am if it weren't for all those experiences. So.
Oh, pshaw.
It's true.
Well, thanks. But nobody had more fun than me. That's for sure. in the larger sense, when you're doing Miranda, do you always know what her take on things are going to be when you're working with people from the audience or whatever? Or does she still surprise you? The reason I ask this is she loved people like Frankie Grande, Cheyenne Jackson. And then on the other hand, she can take an immediate dislike to some people.
She hates you.
But at least she's subtle.
Oh God, that's a really good picture. I think, yeah, I always know exactly how Miranda would react. And I think this kind of going along with what I was saying earlier, I feel like as my audience has gotten bigger, I've had to be more aware that my audience is bigger, in the sense that, like, some of the things I think Miranda would think and feel, I don't want to promote to millions of people anymore. You know what I mean? So as the characters gain more of a following, I'm a little bit more aware of the things she is against and for. Sometimes I want to point out things that I think are wrong with society through the character, and then sometimes I don't. So, you know, I don't know. It's hard to pick and choose those moments. But yes, in my mind, I always know what Miranda,
you know, where she's going,
think, and how inappropriate she would be. And I usually go in that direction, but
yes,
I bite my tongue.
I would venture to say you do. Okay. I think one of the greatest things you do is you fundraise every year for FamilyReach.org. Mm-hmm. Tell the people. I mean, I've kind of been sprinkling the show with thoughts about it, but you've really worked with them and done incredible things. Well,
I've just been so lucky to have this crazy career that I've had over the last decade. And it started when I was really young. And, you know, I had never thought about doing any charity work when I was 21, 22 years old. That, you know, I was a selfish human. Still am most of the time, I guess, but I never even thought of that. And I was at a live show and a kid came to the show and was holding a sign that said, "I skipped my chemo for this." And my reaction was, "Why did you do that? Go get your treatment. Like, don't be here," you know? And she was like, "No, my doctors knew how important this was to me. And they said I could skip one of my treatment days to come here." And I had never met a kid with cancer before. And it kind of, you know that exists, but that's just so awful. You don't want to think about it. And so then when it's right in front of your face and there's this child that is this horrible battle that they're struggling, it's you just want to do anything you can to help. And she actually asked me, she said, "Can you do me a favor?" And usually when a kid asks me that, it's, "Can you follow me? Can you make me a video?" So that's what I was expecting. And she said, "Do you think maybe someday you could raise awareness for childhood cancer? Because we only get 3% of the funding from the government, and childhood cancer is like so underfunded. There's so little research for us." And I was like, "Oh my God, of course," you know? So that just made me start doing research and start learning about it. And I've met so many amazing kids through my work over the years. And so every year for my birthday, I do a fundraiser, and the people who watch me on the internet donate money. And just from my kitchen island, we raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for these kids who are battling cancer. And it's my favorite thing I've ever done in my career. And I'm so proud of my audience, because while I was a selfish 21, 22-year-old, never even thinking about charity, these kids are 12 and donating their money they got from babysitting or from doing chores. You know, I get letters and say, I saved up from babysitting, here's $13, you know, and they're just giving anything they can to help other kids.
This is the most important thing you'll ever do in your life.
It's really wonderful. And Family Reach is amazing. And I've worked with them for many years. And something I never knew was that, you know, kids, you think about kids with cancer, you think about all the hospital bills and all the medications and all that struggle, but you don't really think about how oftentimes the parents have to quit their jobs or lose their jobs because they want to be with their child in the hospital, obviously. And then they can't pay their bills because also they want to pay for their children's, the stuff they need at the hospital. And so they have to decide between a medication or the electricity bill. And Family Reach makes it so they don't have to worry about those bills. You know, they take care of, we've paid for people's mortgages, saved their homes, bought them cars, little things like parking. We've paid for electricity, for groceries. You know, we've paid for so many things together as an internet community, raising money every year for this company. They really do amazing things. And it just makes me very proud to be part of like such an awesome community of people, because the internet can be pretty nasty and mean. And so to see like the beauty of like what it can be, because the hate is often so much louder than the love on the internet. It's nice that every year I get this huge reminder that there are really good people in the world with really good hearts who want to help others. So yeah, I just talked your ear off, but that's, it's really, really wonderful.
But it's everything I wanted to hear, and it's everything I want our audience to hear. If they send us anything through PayPal and Venmo, we will certainly, we have to take care of our own online stuff, but we want to send familyreach.org a nice
Thank you.
chunk of money this week in your honor, my friend.
Not my honor, your honor, and everyone else's honor. I'm not.
Well, and in our audience's honor, because every week, Colleen, every week we've been doing this. This is our 60th week of doing this, our 60th show. We do have to have a moment of you and me and Ruby doing.
Yes.
But every week we pick an organization. Oftentimes it's been Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS, or the Actors Fund, or, you know, but every week we've been able to just send a nice bunch of dollars to people that really, really need it. And that's been the real joy of this, other than, you know, bringing entertainment to the masses, to the billions.
Well, the true prize is just seeing your face every week, Jim. That's the best part.
Yeah. Where's my powder puff? I have a powder puff. Here we go.
Yes, exactly.
I don't want to appear oily when you say that.
Well, I'm so grateful that I was so honored and grateful. Like, you asked me to be on the show. I was like, yes, anytime, obviously, anytime you ever want me, I'm here. But then when you said you wanted to donate to this amazing cause, I was so excited, because they just mean so much to me. And I love what they do for families. And it just is awesome. So thank you. And everyone donate if you can. Spread the word if you can. That'd be really amazing.
It would be amazing. Do you have anything else to tell us before you go heave somewhere?
Well, no, I don't have anywhere else to go because I'm pregnant with twins and I can't move. But but I always,
wait, look what I'm wearing.
Oh God, I'm scared. Oh my goodness.
I'm wearing red sweatpants.
Yeah. You know, every
You're
time
welcome.
I'm on your show, I have this urge to just randomly come on singing this song. Hold on. I'm walking alone, minding my business, when out of orange color sky, orange, bam, Alakazam, wonderful you came by. Okay, it's enough. I don't know why, but I have the urge every time to do that for you. So there you go.
Please, in the future, fight that urge. With all your
That's Jim's favorite song, by the way, guys. So please.
It's my least favorite song. And it's funny how you can be doing the Miranda face, but it's not until you get really in there that it's like, oh, there she is.
Yeah, you got to get up close.
Oh my God. You are hilarious. I love you. I love Eric. I love Flynn. And I love those two babies you're cooking as we
miss
speak.
you. I can't wait to hug you in person someday, eventually.
I'll be out there in November and you will be.
I will be large. I will either be large or I will have two very tiny babies.
Oh, that would be so good.
But you can come and watch them.
I will be happy. Oh, you know I'm a big babysitter from way back.
Sounds good.
Let's bring Ruby because I know she almost as much
sounds
time.
good.
Oh, Ruby.
Ruby. I thought you were going to say, let's finish off in prayer. I don't know why, but I just got You're all, let's. It just got so serious, and I was like, oh, we're about to pray.
Yeah,
no,
that'd be nice.
don't.
Ruby, you know Colleen Ballinger, don't you?
Yes, hi.
Ruby. We need to clone Ruby so I can have one.
Yes.
You can share, Jim. I'm sure you'd let me be shared if
No.
only for
I'm sorry.
No, okay. Never
I
mind.
doubt it.
No, Colleen, you should. You guys should work together. You would love each other.
Ruby, she's the best. She's amazing.
Every time, I think we've told you this, every time Ruby and I come on Monday night to start a rehearsal with the guests and stuff, we start like this.
I know, you told me, and I'm so happy.
And then we begin our sound check, but it's before any of the talent gets on. Me and Jim
Oh yeah, nobody sees that.
And no, I let him on, and then we just look deep into each other's eyes, and
It's sad. So you've had a great effect on us.
I'm so glad I could be part of this romance.
You're part of the romance. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. You're the
Have
best.
good babies, and I'll talk to you very soon.
Okay, I love you so much. Goodbye.
I love you. Bye. Now, really, that was fun. Did anybody enjoy that? Did we get any comments, Ruby? I know her audience is very quiet.
I was going to say, you're joking, right? Did we get any comments? We got so many comments. Everybody's been so wonderful during this show.
Aren't they good?
Yeah.
Aren't they good?
It's the best audience.
Yeah. Well, this was a great show. The talent was off the chain. Is that what the kids say?
Sure.
And next week, as I mentioned, very special show. We're celebrating Kristen Chenoweth's Broadway boot camp for theater kids from 13 to 18. Our guests will include Kristen herself, as well as a bunch of Broadway superstars that help make up the faculty and some of the very, very talented kids that are part of this year's, they're the participants this year. So if you love Broadway, and if you love cheering for the next generation of Broadway, this is the show for you. You're going to flip for this next show. Monday, 8 o'clock. Did we get a little present from Squigs?
Yes, we did. Are you ready?
Ruby? Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
No, can we see it? Oh,
Put on your glasses. Put on your glasses. Okay,
let's
ready?
see it. Yes.
Here we go. Boom.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. She has Miranda twins. Oh my God.
That is hilarious. It's the ultrasound of twins with Miranda's lipstick.
Oh my God.
Justin Squigs Robertson, once again, you're a genius. Thank you for taking us to Zabar's on New York.
Thank
He
you.
always he's been putting us in New York landmarks recently, which is really fun. Thank you. Follow Justin. Yes, follow Squigs. Buy his stuff. Buy our stuff.
Buy our stuff.
Come on, it's fun. It's so fun. Show your love, but mostly show your love on Venmo and PayPal this week and we'll send a big chunk to familyreach.org, which I'm so thrilled and honored to be part of now. I think that'll be a big part of our future here at Pajama Cast Party. You guys are the best. Thank you for a great, great show. Thanks to our beautiful talent and to Ruby. Hello. Thanks to Ruby for making it all happen. And we'll see you next week. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching Pajama Cast Party. To follow us on YouTube, just hit subscribe. Click on that little bell and we'll keep you updated on future shows. You can also follow us on Instagram at Jim Caruso's Cast Party. The end.